Hi Marty, I'm Andy Moore, and I'm suppose best known for playing PC Mike Swirling in Emmerdale.
What got you started into acting?
I think when I crossed 30, I couldn't stop telling myself I was a musician. I started out as a musician, sort of like indie, melodic indie stuff, like a bit like Echo and the Bunnymen and the Chameleons, that type of stuff. I was always going to the theatre to see my buddy Colin Smith. Hi, Col. And before that, at school, I was in the school plays, certainly at junior school. I was the Scarecrow in Wizard of Oz. That's the lead role, It's not the Oz. It's not the Wizard. The Oz. It's not the Wizard. It's the Scarecrow. That's the lead male role, anyway. And when I stopped being a musician, well, I never stopped being a musician. I still am. But when I crossed I couldn't stop thinking that I was over the hill for rock and roll, and I went to college doing acting technique, got an agent, did workshops for acting for television, and with that, there's less age prejudice with acting. They always want granddads, whereas at the time, I don't feel that anymore. But in those days, there was sort of like, what, you're in a band and you're not in your 20s, sort of thing. So it was a natural progression for me, really.
Who would you say growing up was your inspiration? Who did you look up to?
Well, here's a surprising one for you. Diane Keaton. When she was in Annie Hall, I thought, that is realism. She played it with humility, and she was very, very natural. And I mean, I always liked on the British side, I like Ken Loach and Mike Leigh, that gritty realisms. And when you saw an actor and it seemed seamless, you believed in the character, sort of thing. So yeah, people like Diane Keaton and Mary Steinberg, and she was another sort of natural. So people like that.
That's great. Yeah, two fantastic actresses and great director in Ken Loach as well. So yeah. You got a good. If you had a choice of any film character that you could play either on stage or on screen, what role would you take on?
Doctor Who might not be a bad gig, or 007. That'd be good. Number 6 in The Prisoner, but Ian McKellen are already Beatles to that. They did a remake of that about 15 years ago, didn't they? Of The Prisoner,
Yes. I mean, I still prefer the original with Patrick McGowan.
Yeah, definitely. It's a great series. In fact, it's probably due another watch. That I've not watched it for about 8 years.
Yeah, it'll probably be longer since for me.
It'd be good to get that. It'd be good to get that series on Blu-ray. It was shot on film,
Yeah.
and there's a documentary, or there was. I don't know if it's still up on Netflix. It's either Netflix or Prime, where the show clips from The Prisoner, and they look like they were filmed yesterday. It looks really HD, because obviously it was shot on 35mm film, and if you can get a good print of that, it'd be great.
Speaking of which, that's who you like to play, but in the past or in present, which role would you say has been your best so far?
Well, I've got to say PC Mike Swirling in Emmerdale, haven't I? I'm there still. So no, I'm honest.
Yeah, exactly. You've got to keep them happy.
Yeah, in all honesty, I never get fed up of receiving my script and seeing whose collar Swirling is feeling next. It can be surprising sometimes. Arresting Diane? What's she done? Well, she's not there anymore. Liz isn't there anymore. But yeah.
which arrest were you most shocked over? That when you read the script and you were like, what? No, you can't be doing anything.
I can't say Pollard because he used to be a bad egg, didn't he, at one time? You know,
Yes.
So I can't say that. And I've arrested him a couple of times. Who was I most shocked over? Oh, I did have one once. There was one that was surprising, and I thought and it was a lady. If you can be arresting her, I'm not very good at soap quizzes. If you can be arresting her, I can arrest anyone. Who was it now? I think it was Diane. I think it was Diane.
Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't think Diane would be getting arrested.
No.
I haven't watched the soap for a long time, but knowing Diane, yeah, that would be a bit of a shock.
Yeah. Rona. That was a surprising one.
Yeah. I just want. I'm just going back to when Marlon where they hit the police officer that time. I just want a recreation of that again.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, fortunately, I wasn't the police officer.
I know.
You know,
I know. I just said we could have a recreation when you could be.
That would be controversial because Marlon and Swirling are quite good friends, really. You know, he used to work with his with Donna.
Yeah. Out so many times.
Yeah.
Him and Paddy have fallen out, so.
Yeah, that happens in soaps, doesn't it? Doesn't it not?
Yeah. Okay, so next one. If you weren't famous, what would you be and why?
I've got to laugh off camera. Famous. Trying to get famous. I still am trying to get famous. I once nearly ended up being a driving instructor. I passed the assessment and everything to be a driving instructor, just in between being a musician and being an actor. But I've been told quite a lot that driving instructors become alcoholics. You know, being driven around with a novice all day, it drives you to drink, so you get home and hit the bottle. So a lucky escape there.
But as I say, I've just turned to alcohol as well, so...
Hello. In fact, this is my pub, and there's my bar. I don't know if I've got it angled right there.
Nice.
to see it. And we during lockdown we sort of designed it, fashioned it as a Saddleworth pub sort of thing, and we've had many a rave in here during lockdown last year, the year before, sticking the music on loud and dancing.
So when you were off for that year or two, were you just partying? Was that what all you were doing?
Well, that probably only sort of took place March. What comes after March? March, April, May. Because I was back at it in June. I was really lucky. I mean, a lot of us were pinching ourselves, saying we must be the only actors working in the country, because it was me theatre friends I felt sorry for that just couldn't, who'd honed their craft for the stage, who were no longer able to work, and also theatres and music venues. There was music venues that didn't make it. They shut down. If Chiquitos don't make it, it can happen to anyone. They disappeared, didn't they? That's what I believe.
Yes, yeah. What's something we should know about you that might surprise us?
Okay. My third toe, and you're not seeing it, no. My third toe is bigger. Is the biggest toe on my foot. It's not fatter, but it's longer than my big toe, and I'm hoping that it's going to get me a role in this film that I'm going auditioning for, because they were asking for some strange feature, and that's what you should know. And you might end up knowing it if I pass the audition. See, I've got to audition yet. So yeah, my third toe is uniquely longer than my big toe or any other toe.
Well, I never thought I'd ever say this to anyone, but
you're a freak.
I hope to see your big toe sometime. Hope to see your bigger toe sometime. Okay, So, next question is: have you got any piece of advice or anything that for aspiring actors who want to be in the industry? What can you advice can you give them?
Yeah, we're moving in for a close up. No, I'm just getting comfortable. I would say it was always good to have a job that's flexible. Anything that you can work around the staggered, sporadic work that acting is. Preferably something self-employed. I was quite lucky because I sing and play guitar in pubs and clubs, and I was always doing that Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday with Andy Clegg. Andy Clegg used to work with 10cc's Wax that came out of 10cc. Hi Andy. And so that was there every week for me, whereas acting, you've got to wait for the auditions, you've got to pass the audition, and then it might just be once a month that you're working. It's a tough life. So there's no way anyone, even if you look like Brad Pitt, no way anyone's going to survive without. Some people choose to wait on, I think, and something that's flexible that you can adjust around the schedule.
So, for those aspiring actors who want to get in there, what would you say is the toughest part of being an actor itself?
The toughest part of when I'm working at Emmerdale is sticking the police uniform on and the boots and the shirt and the high vis and the stab proof, and then the walking and talking is a doddle. Now I know what you mean. You mean the rejection? Yeah, because you've got to grow a leathery, tough skin, because you're going for auditions, and you when you do an audition, it's always good to learn the lines. So you spend a day or so learning the lines, and then if it's a self-tape, shooting a self-tape, editing it, firing it off, uploading it, and sometimes you never hear anything. It's just an actor's lot. So that's the toughest part, is the irregularity of the work.
Yeah. Okay, so last but not least, do you have a message for your fans at all? Well, that's if you have any fans.
Yeah. Where are you? No, it's not true. I've got some followers. Like, I get some lovely messages on Facebook, and it's nice to get that, because especially when you're working in telly, you don't get the like that. So nice little messages, emails, and things like that. You know who you are, all three of you. So thank you.
I'm sure there'll be more than three. Maybe four.
Yeah, you've been looking in my computer, you.
Yes, I think that about covers it all now. I think second time round.
Well, yeah, we lost sound, didn't we?
Yeah.
Well, thanks a lot. Thanks very much, Marty, for asking me
Not a problem,
along.